Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is video 25. My name is Oliver Henderson. I got a request for females who raise birds. I do have a young lady on the site named Denisha and a few others. And what I really would like to do is to get a video from a female perspective. So if you're a female, you raise birds, please get in touch with me. Contact me at this number, 830-8595, and let's get your take on how it is for you and what inspires you to raise pigeons. This is September 2016. It's been really difficult to fly, film, and get birds on film because, of course, this is also in my area, the return of most of the hawks, as well as, and they seem to have timed themselves right down to the molting season when the birds struggle to fly and do different things. But what we'd like to talk about, I'd like to talk about this week. I had sold some birds to a gentleman, and he was a beginner. He had some birds, he took some birds and he bred them that he had purchased from me. And he flew them probably a day or two, and he immediately called me and told me the birds weren't spinning. Well, it requires some training. It takes a bird a while. I mean, very rarely do you get a bird jump right out of the nest and begin to spin. And as I was talking to this gentleman, it just made me think about how much information out there is really lacking. You know, no reflection on him. He was a beginner. He's just starting out. But you know, we do need to step our game up. No question is a bad question. But what we really want to do is we want to get the most out of our birds, and it takes a while. Training is very important. And my birds, basically, they come in around 4 months, anywhere from 4 months to 8 months, right? And that's primarily an early performing bird. Now, there are birds that come in later than that. I keep those birds in my holdover kit. I fly them against the hawks, against the weather, against whatever conditions that are out there. And they just have to prove themselves, you know, before they either end up in the stock cage or become available for breeding. Their numbers in terms of how long they're going to live in the air is, you know, I don't have a bird over 3 years old in my kit because generally the hawks ain't going to let them last that long. So if I don't get them coming in early and performing, you know, at that rate, I'll probably never get a chance to enjoy them. And I'm sure a lot of you are going through the same thing that I'm going through. Generally, what I like to do is I prefer my birds to really come in early. So I kind of breed for that. So if I got a bird coming in, you know, a year or even older than that, then that's a bird that I probably won't use for breeding, simply because it takes them so long to come in, and generally my percentage on keeping that bird in the kit as a youngster coming up and developing is not really high, because chances are he's going to get got before any of that development happens. So I kind of gravitate towards early performing birds. So that's where I'm at with my, in terms of developing the ZLS spinners that I have. So anyway, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to video 25 again. Again, this is September 2016, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.